Hey everyone, and welcome to What Did I Miss, where today I am breaking down the third episode of the new CW series Superman and Lois, titled The Perks of Not Being a Wallflower. The title, of course, is a play on the title of the popular teen coming-of-age book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which this episode deconstructs by showing how special or different can have a positive effect on your life. The episode is not without conflict, of course, but once again, I think it is able to balance the teenage angst of some of the main characters with logical arguments and holistic solutions that you would find in any good family series. After 3 episodes, I'm still very impressed with the way the show is able to first be so much different than any of the other Arrowverse shows that came before it. Honestly, I think only Black Lightning was able to produce a believable family dynamic out of all the series released, but this is where Superman and Lois shine so far for me. I will get more into why during my breakdown, but I sincerely hope that you are enjoying this show as much as I am, and if you are, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel so that you are notified when my videos come out each week. And just like how Superman was able to wave while saving a bridge full of people, I would appreciate if you would hit that like button while watching this video as well. Okay, so let's get into the breakdown of the third episode of Superman and Lois. The episode starts with Lois trying to figure out different paint colors in the living room, and it breaks out into a full family moment. Of course, this is still a Superman show, and Clark uses his super hearing, which will be a major plot point in the episode, and flies off to save the day by stopping a broken bridge in China from falling into a river. Honestly, I think that if I were asked to show anyone 5 minutes of this series to not only sum it up, but to get them interested in it, I would show them this intro. It encapsulates the best parts of this series so far for me, as you have a great family moment, and then see Superman fly off and be Superman. And Tyler Hoechlin actually plays Superman like the classic version that still has time to smile and wave while saving hundreds of people, which further accentuates his version of the character as different than the one played by Henry Cavill in the DC movie universe. I'm not saying I do not like that version, and honestly I think it fits that universe very well. And I am excited to see the Zack Snyder Justice League movie next week. I'm just glad that they have created a different version for this series, and that it is one that fans of the character will immediately recognize. Also, if you're excited for the Snyder Cut next week, I have a video about that I will link in the description, and make sure you are subscribed because I will be breaking down that movie as well after it is released. The topic of Clark's super hearing continues at the breakfast table as he and Lois say a version of the famous line, "With great power comes great responsibility," which was said by Uncle Ben to Peter Parker in Spider-Man. While going over the rules, Jonathan makes a quip about not feeding Jordan after midnight, which is a reference to the movie Gremlins, as that was one of the rules given for owning a Mogwai. Also, Clark makes a comment about how if the world knew that he was Superman, that it would change everything. I kind of got chills when he said this, because to me it sounded like foreshadowing. And in the comics there are various times when the world finds out that Clark is Superman, and it usually is very bad for Lois. I don't want to harp on this too much, but this scene is another example of how good the show is. We see a family sitting together and enjoying a meal, communicating, and yes, they're talking about having superpowers, but the feelings that this family shares are as real as you would find at even the Keaton household. We then see a family that does not communicate with each other, as we see that Lana and her family do in fact have a lot of issues. This is definitely setting up Lana as possibly a rival for Lois, as that is what usually happens when both of them share a story. We also see Clark use his super hearing and hears that his sons are being picked on at school, and Jordan may be close to using his powers. Clark gets to the school to help, but this reveals that he has been spying on them. I can understand how the kids would feel, as this is a big invasion of privacy and not cool at all. Every parent wants to protect their kids from everything, but as a parent, I have learned that the harder you hold on, the easier they slip away. I'm not advocating the kids should make all their own decisions, but when parents do not allow them to fail, they are not helping them out at all. This is just my opinion and my experience, and Susie and Henry, if you're watching this, Daddy loves you. Also, I love that Clark said "oi" after their outburst. He just seems like a real father to me, even though he has superpowers. The show does a great job also by showing a scene with Clark and Lois, in which Lois reveals that they had a similar issue when she found out he was listening in on her, and how he had to make amends. This gives the argument more depth by showing how it has affected other people in Clark's life, and how he has been told in the past how wrong it is. Next, we see Lois get a lead about her story on Morgan Edge from a woman who lost her son, and also that this woman is being followed. I wonder how long this story with Morgan Edge is going to go throughout this season, but it seemed to take a big step forward this episode. Then we see a big change as Jordan has decided to join the football team even before telling his mom and dad about it. I keep getting the feeling that the show is trying to pull these brothers apart by using common high school tropes like being jealous over sports or popularity or a girl, but the character Jonathan seems to rise above it each time. Even in this scene, when the coach makes him run laps for not telling him that his brother is a good player, which I would like to think that no coach would do, but having had enough coaches in my life, I know that they would. The coach refers to Jordan as Ronnie Lott, who was a cornerback quarterback and safety in the NFL for many years, and Jordan is seen wearing the number 24, which is the inverse of the number 42 that Rodney Lott wore. Next, we catch up with the brothers and Sarah at the local diner, and she is met there by Lana, and they have it out. While this scene does have a lot of melodrama, I like how it relates to what the boys are going through too. Sarah and Lana have trust issues as well, but obviously within a completely different context than the boys do with their father. But it still resonates as relatable within the episode, so it keeps the scene from being too over the top and emotional. This is obviously why Jordan and Sarah have connected, and it makes their budding relationship stronger as well. After Lois gets her car torched, Clark finds out from Lana that Jordan is playing football. I like that Jordan apologized to Sarah's ex here, and it once again shows that both these kids can be good examples while still making mistakes. Jordan and Clark have it out pretty bad after Clark finds out that he's playing football, and then we see what things are like at the Lang house as well. This episode, I think, makes it a point to show what happens when families stop communicating and lose faith in each other, and how the only way to heal is to work together and believe in each other. The Kents and the Langs are having issues in almost every family faces, but neither will be able to move forward until they are honest with each other. Jonathan plays a big part in this by letting Clark know how important football has become to Jordan, which helps Clark make the right decision about it. Likewise, Lana is able to bond with Sarah after admitting that she has a lot of the same feelings that her daughter has and is sorry for her behavior. In a way, the Kents having to hide their powers is comparable to the Langs hiding how they are not the perfect family. It is another way to humanize the larger-than-life problems that the Kent family will face, and I think it is done in a really smart and organic way. Then we get our Superman part of the episode as Lois finds herself in a motel with a super strong individual who is obviously trying to keep her story from getting out. If you recognize the actor who is playing a character from the show referred to as Subject 11, but with a K over the J, this is none other than Daniel Cudmore, who played Colossus in the Fox X-Men movies. I thought it was a nice touch that his character seems to basically have the same powers as Colossus, though without the metallic skin. The K in the character name may be a clue that his powers are Kryptonian based, but I will get to that theory later on. It looks like Clark is in trouble until he remembers that he has more than just two powers, and he is able to defeat the villain. The next day, Clark tells Jordan that he can play football, but also that Clark is going to join the team as an assistant coach. I really like this decision because it will keep Clark around his boys, and we get to see the goofy side of Clark Kent that we will now not get to see with him not working at the Daily Planet. We even get a peek at this side as he has some fun acting like he can't carry the water jug. It is a really good sign that 3 shows in, this series is still developing their characters into their lives, and it makes this world feel more lived in as well, instead of having all your main characters get into situations that have nothing to do with each other. Finally, we see that Subject 11 is a villain of the week as Leslie Larr, Morgan Edge's assistant, is able to use heat vision and kill him. I did not pick up on this after her first appearance, but she is actually the character Leslie Larr from the comics, and is usually an enemy of Supergirl, sometimes referred to as the Unknown Supergirl. She is Kryptonian and is also associated with the bottle city of Kandor, which has been referenced before in the CW Arrowverse, but thanks to the Crisis event, I'm not sure that those events actually happened. I'm not sure that they will go with the same backstory for the series, because I think that Morgan Edge may be trying to create superhumans, as it would seem that the character Daniel Cudmore played was a test subject of some kind, and that is why he has a super strength. So she also may be a test subject as well, and not an actual Kryptonian. But you let me know, what did I miss? Was there anything in the episode that I didn't cover? These are always more fun when I get to discuss in the comics, so let me know what you think of the show so far, and if you like it, hit that like button on the video as well. I also did breakdowns of the first 2 episodes and just released a video about a mountain of Star Trek news, as well as a WandaVision wrap-up video, and I will leave links to those videos in the description if you would like to see them. Thank you for joining me, I really appreciate you clicking on this video, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?